one of the things that we're thinking about here, we're looking back at Christmas 1944, and what was important here was that so many of the men in our country were at war, and so many of the women were working. So Rita, would you stand up? This is a real Rosie the Riveter here, Rita Hathaway. You know, the saying was, she goes to work so he can go to war, and that's exactly what you did.
Not only remembering Christmas 1944, but I'd like to go back to 1941. It was Christmas, and Pearl Harbor had been bombed. I am the daughter of a World War II veteran who survived the Argonne Forest, the Lost Battalion, you might have heard about. I thought to myself, oh no, here we go again, after hearing my dad's stories. Christmas 1942. My husband had been, his draft number had come up, we got married, and by Christmas 1942, he was in the service. I was a student at Oregon State University.
Go Bees!
I followed him a little bit, and then we were in Florida. Christmas 1943, just before that, he was given a furlough to go back to Oregon to visit his family. With special permission, I rode the troop train with him from Florida to Oregon, 5 days. The only girl on the troop train. After the 4 days, I said goodbye to him at the railroad station to go back to Florida before he was to be sent overseas. We didn't know whether we'd ever see each other again. He served in the European theater. D-Day, Battle of the Bulge, sneaking behind German lines to set up the radar in Belgium. Christmas 1944. He and some of his buddies of various faiths, Protestant, Jewish, whatever, went into Paris, visited a Catholic family, and went to their midnight mass. Then Germany surrendered. His group was sent to Marseille, France, to be shipped to Germany. He said, I survived the European theater. I will not survive going over Japan. This will be curtains. By that time, I was working in Boeing's rivet bucking on the B-29. It was my birthday. The loudspeaker came on. A B-29 had just bombed Hiroshima. And then it was Nagasaki. And then the Japanese surrendered. And Jim's ship, instead of being sent to the Philippines, was sent back to the United States. Christmas 1945, we finally got to be together again. Thank you. I appreciate all of you veterans, the families of these veterans, and the people who are working on the B-17. Have a Merry Christmas. Oh, you want to hear about that? Well, he was a radar technician on the planes. And when he was dropping paratroopers on Normandy, one of the paratroopers turned to him and said, I'm glad I do not have to go back across the channel with all those shells coming at the plane, because many planes came in on a wing and a prayer. Jim said to him, I'm glad I don't have to go down into that hellhole like you. Then, when Jim was sent, and a buddy was sent into Belgium to sneak through the German lines in France, so Jim could set up radar in Belgium, so the Allies could go in. A buddy went with him carrying a gun. Jim went to set with the radar equipment. He got that gun, and they had to sneak back through the German lines. They got back, and Jim said to his buddy, I am so glad we got back out of there. The buddy with the gun looked at him and said, you don't know how glad I am that we got out of there, because my orders were to shoot you rather than let you be captured and interrogated. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Rita. And you know, we think back at those tremendous stories of courage and heroism, but I would like all my fellow veterans to stand up and be honored for service to this country, please, right now.